Central Coast Mariners have played out a 1-1 draw with Wellington Phoenix in round 3 of the A-League Men's 2025-26 season. And my feelings after this game are quite bizarre. I don't really know how to feel after this match. I mean, my halftime feelings and my full-time feelings, there's quite a contrast between the two. Don't know about you guys. Would love to get your thoughts. Drop your feelings in the comment section. What did you make of this game? I mean, if you look at it in one aspect, like it's a an important point here for the Mariners, and considering that from these first 3 games, 3 tough games to start the season, we've got 4 points from 3 games, and considering that our head coach Mark Jackson left just a few weeks ago, we're still recovering from that. This team has pulled together really well, put together 3 fairly competitive performances, and to get a point, at home here against a strong Wellington Phoenix side isn't too bad, but at the end, I can't help but feel disappointed that we weren't able to come away with this game with the 3 points. I mean, the first half was certainly a disappointing display from Central Coast Mariners. I think we can all agree on that. But considering the chances we had in that second half, man, it so easily could have ended up in a victory for the Mariners. But it feels like that maybe, looking at it from at least a neutral point of view, a point is probably a fair result. First of all, looking at the lineup that Warren Moon named for this game, I mean, there were the one big change we should mention was Nico Duarte coming in to replace Bailey Brantman. We did see Duarte start on that right-hand side. York came over to the left. Those two did swap wings throughout the game as well. But aside from that, a solid and consistent lineup. Redman and goals are back 4 of Rue, Tap, Paul, Moragas. Nathan Paul wearing a captain's armband for the second consecutive game. Harry Steele, McCalmont, DiPizio in that midfield area. Edmondson leading the line. So great to see Duarte come in. He obviously brings a whole lot of energy and playing in a wide role, maybe a slightly unfamiliar position for Nico Duarte, especially that, we've got a lot of options for those wide positions. You could have brought in, Thea Harris, Faisal, Delima to play that position, but Nico Duarte given the chance, and hey, I love it. I think he deserves to be given an opportunity. I think maybe there was a slight expectation that we might see Duarte start ahead of Edmondson in that striker position, but Duarte had to play out wider in this game. That first half really was poor. It really, really was poor. I think I remember checking the stats at the halftime break, and I don't think we had a single shot. Wellington Phoenix completely dominated that first half. And for whatever reason, Mariners just struggled to get into the groove of the game. And obviously, it was a really interesting match coming up against Wellington Phoenix. And we saw it in that preseason friendly a few weeks ago, playing that really high line. It was so just nuts to watch, man. I mean, there were times where we were about to approaching the halfway line with the ball, and the entire Wellington Phoenix back 5 had pressed right up on the halfway line. And it was, as a fan, it was a bizarre thing where it's like, can't we just play it over the top? Let's just get in behind. Get Sabit and you're in behind. Get Ryan Edmondson in behind. And a couple of times we did try to do that, and then the offside flag would go up. So it felt like that so many times we could have just exploited that sort of. It's almost like Wellington Phoenix is sort of begging you to sort of take that risk to play it over the top, but weren't able to have any sort of impact in that first half at all. Second half, things really turned around, and I think it was important that the halftime score was just 1-0. It could have been more for Wellington Phoenix. Obviously disappointing to concede that goal. Maybe some poor marking as a tapped home from close range. But yeah, the second half, we really did turn things around and came out with a whole lot of energy that we just didn't see in that first half. And credit to the players who worked so hard and deserve to get back into the game. Sabit Nyor with the goal. Huge moment for him, man. He's a player who has now started, all the games so far this season. And he's shown really good signs in all 3 games. And this was definitely his best game so far this season. And well-deserved goal for him. And hopefully he just keeps getting better and better and better this season. And then throughout that second half, we had some golden opportunities to find the second goal. Christian Theoharis breaking away a couple times. Edmondson almost in the box. And it was just really frustrating that we weren't able to find the quality to take that chance, that next opportunity to score a second goal. And that would have been a huge 3 points considering how the first half went. But again, I think we probably will take the point in the end. I mean, a couple of things to talk about here. I thought defensively, overall, we were pretty solid. I thought Nathan Paul was good. Brad Tapp was good overall in this game as well. I mean, Ryan Edmondson in those forward positions. I did want to talk about Edmondson because 3 games in now, still without a goal. No reason to panic yet, but I'd love to see him get on the score sheet real soon because He's been working so hard, Ryan Edmondson. I feel like we need to see a little bit more from him in the box. Thinking about that goal that Wellington scored with Eze sort of dropping into the space in that right little pocket of space in the box there. And that's what the best strikers do. They are there. They know where to position themselves in the box to be there to finish those opportunities. And I love Ryan Edmondson, man, and we'll always remember what he did in that grand final a couple of years ago for the Central Coast Mariners. But hopefully he does get on the score sheet soon, because I feel like he just needs that goal just to really kickstart the season for him. He's been given a huge opportunity here, the starting striker week in, week out now for the Central Coast Mariners. And hopefully he does find the back of the net soon, because I feel like at times he sort of disappears in games a little bit, and that's not necessarily his fault. Sometimes we do struggle to find him in the game, but man, I'm really looking at Ryan Edmondson. I think going forward in the coming games, I do want to see more from him. So look, overall, assessing the game, the point isn't too bad in the end. We will take it. Maybe disappointed not to get the 3 points. But in terms of my 3 points, my 3-2-1 votes, 3 points for me is going to Sabit Nyor, who, again, I thought was just great in this game. And not just because of the goal, but his overall work rate. And he looked like the Mariners' most dangerous player in this match. Breaking down whether it was the left wing or the right wing, he looked comfortable on either flank. He's a top player. He really, really is. And look, when he returned from his Heidelberg United loan spell, I wasn't expecting him to be a starting player week in, week out. I thought maybe he'd be coming off the bench having an impact. But Sabit Nyor, Warren Moon, giving him the opportunity. And he's taken this opportunity. And great for him to get this goal. And with his pace, with his dribbling ability, if he can just start to add some more goals and assists to his game, he could become a really top A-League winger. So really excited for Sabit Nyor and his development. So he was certainly the stand-up player for me. Andrew Redmayne was great in this game. Some crucial saves. Without him, we may have conceded that second goal. And he's been superb since signing for the Mariners, obviously re-signing for the Mariners, rejoining the Mariners this season. And in all 3 of these games, he's come up with some really big saves. So it's interesting. There was some Mariners fans who were maybe a little bit skeptical about Redmayne coming back to the Mariners, just because we had Parach Cullen, who was already pretty solid. His first A-League season last year, he was all right. And Redmayne coming in, did we need to sign him? But I think he's showing his quality here, man. And he's a great leader at the back as well, obviously. And has fantastic A-League experience. And he's coming up with some big saves. So great stuff, Andrew Redmayne. And I did want to recognise Nathan Paul, who actually did show up with some great saves. Great blocks, I should say. Some great tackles. Some couple of moments in that second half. Wellington Phoenix did sort of break away on the counter-attack. And it required someone like Nathan Paul to step in and make some crucial blocks. So he's someone who, again, just sort of week in, week out, putting in a really strong performance alongside Brad Tapp. Yes, we have conceded a few goals this season, but those guys are working so hard, and I'm happy with those guys too. Those 2 guys playing at the centre back positions at the moment. So there's my 3-2-1 votes for this game. Again, we'll take the point. 1-1 in the end. Could have been 3 points to the Mariners, but hey, could have been 3 points to Wellington Phoenix on another day if they had taken some more of their opportunities in that first half. So, what do you guys make of this game? Drop your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. We've got a huge game coming up on Friday against Perth Glory. We're sitting bottom of the table right now. Potential 3 points on offer in that game for the Mariners away in Western Australia. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Subscribe for more Mariners content. Hit the like button on the way out. My name's Lockie. See you in the next one.